Alright, so finally, for a few, I believe at least over a week, we're getting back into Sim 3 Random Legacy. Probably gonna have more or less the same goal as last time of, well, actually, Brendan's about to become I'm an adult. I think the focus for tonight is probably gonna be his birthday party, actually. Well, if we bother with like a full-on party, which we might not, because like it's like, I mean, he has exactly one friend, and outside of the household, and is his boss. So like, I'm not really sure who we would invite. Like, we could invite Sadie. You know, his romantic interest from when he went to prom once. Maybe we don't even worry about like the alien stuff until like at least tomorrow. It's leisure day, so nobody has work. Probably fast forward a little bit, because nothing's really gonna be happening until we at least start again on trying to make the chess set.
Oh, Dabito!
Which I did read that he did at least one place that apparently it's possible that it's the act of picking out of collecting the space rocks that Alex, it gives you the bonus to abduction chance. So we might have to start collecting space rocks on a daily basis. This to try and actually get our abduction chance up. I think Eliza here is stuck. Yeah, she's just kind of standing there. I mean, don't use stone. Use clay so it's nice and cheap. because we're gonna have to keep just restarting as soon as we know what sculpture it's gonna be. Hey, until we finally get the chess set. You know, it's completely random. Because it doesn't work like with inventions where once you've invented it once, you never have to invent it again. You can just make it separately. I guess Quentin's gonna have basically, like, in addition to his work, a daily routine of, like, work on his little chemistry projects. Exit, check the consignment store if it's open. And collect at least 2 space rocks. Because, like, you know, I would like to... Oh, don't tell me I'm getting an unstable connection again. Yeah, I'm definitely dropping some frames. But hopefully it'll resolve itself soon. You know, it kind of seems like it's not resolving itself. It's not great. Oh wait, no. It's starting. I think if it hits like 10% dropped frames, I might have to do something about that. Which, like, honestly, I might not even... Based on past experience, it's probably just my ISP being a little bad. And, like, I don't really know if dropping to a bitrate below 4500 that is really going to be worth it. Oh, now it seems to be rebounding. Well, it rebounded for like half a second. Okay, so we finally got a new potion. There's only 10 potions. So he's a fifth of the way there. So maybe now we send off to the consignment store if it's open. Okay, the consignment store's actually open. Open right now, so let's get on over there and see, because I think they can occasionally have live fruit. After all, I'm pretty sure you can sell crops that you've grown. Admittedly, it might be easier just to go for fully mastering inventing. And because all he has to do is make a bunch of things, detonate some stuff, collect some more scrap, and make a Simbot. The main part that's really difficult is gonna be the making the Simbot. Mostly because of the requirements outside of the skill itself. Well, we at least he's got the metal we needed. Needed so he can drop that off. It's really just the life fruit that's gonna be real difficult. Because, you know, that requires you to master an entire other skill. Maybe we might... It's not quite mastery. And we do also have a fairy in the household. Quentin, there have been ghosts living in the... I guess unliving in this town your entire life. You don't have to make a reaction like that every time you come across one. Yes, he delivered 10 pieces of life fruit to the science lab. Which we at least got refunded all of the... We effectively got completely refunded the funds we spent on the Palladium. Yeah, I think we might actually have something that Davis is actually good for. Because I don't know if they have. Oh, and of course, my connection's dipping again. Fairies are very good gardeners. They have benefits in gardening. But does that actually translate to like gaining the skill faster? Or is that just talking about the fact that they can do like a charm to, I think, like help plants? Okay, I'm gonna do an internet speed test real quick. Because I am above 10% dropped frames. Although my connection has seemingly rebounded in the time that it took me to pull up an internet speed test on my phone. It does look like my internet connection is a little sluggish right now because usually it is very fast. But right now it's just fast. But it's not like it doesn't seem to be consistently bad at either. Fairies get all the benefits of the green thumb trait aside from the bonus skill experience. Which means that their garden products tend to be higher quality. They can talk to plants. They can, with enough gardening skill, they can revive dead garden plants. But if it's everything except for the But at the same time, the intro to the page on Carl's Guide said this, that all fairies have the green thumb trait. If you have that's a super you want to defend your plants to ensure that either your horses or zombies don't kill your plants. If you're supernatural, a fairy can do this wish incredible. This is talking about the perfect garden and lifetime wish. Very quickly by raising your fairy magic level until they gain access to bloom. Maybe I should just see what sources you can get life fruit from, particularly other than gardening. Okay, apparently you can get it from the time machine. This plant can also be found at the Fayray Arboretum in Moonlight Falls. So we might not even need to actively grow our own life fruit. It's summer right now, so it should be... Yeah, life plant. It's just right there. And in fact, since we don't have to grow the plant, we might be able to just have Davis hone his magic skills so that he can cast Bloom. It requires level 4, an interaction that accelerates its growth of a plant to its next stage. Sometimes can backfire and cause weed to grow on the harvestable plant or even kill the plant. However, regardless of which instance, the ability can also be used to resurrect the plant back to life. Like killing the plant isn't that big of a deal. hill, it seems, because you can just bring the plant back. So because it's a hidden skill, I have to go through Master Controller to actively, like, find out what skill level Davis even has. Fairy Magic 0. So then the question is, how do we level up fairy magic? Because there's no books. Which means that we need a means of practicing. Using fairy auras is a quick way of raising the hidden fairy magic skill, so... Time for Davis to power on his aura of soothing. Yeah, and see? That meters either fairy magic skill or it's the social media skill because he's on his phone. Yeah, I think that was the social media skill. Again, hidden skill, so we just keep the aura of soothing on until I guess maybe like gain access to a different aura that does something more useful, because I think soothing is probably just like a small mood buff. Gonna save the game, because it prompted me to, and I haven't saved tonight yet. Unfortunately, he can just kind of do whatever while keeping the aura going. Yeah, see, Aura of Soothing is just plus 20 mood. However, he has already gained a level in fairy magic. Davis feels the power of the Fae grow stronger within. If Davis wishes, Davis' wishes is to inspire. He need only harness the power of the aura of creativity to draw inspiration from his mystical powers. Davis can also use his flight of felicity to speed others in their travels. And presumably, you don't need like a certain level to just like harvest a plant. Like usually, like I think it's mostly just to be able to grow the plant. Yeah, there's one thing that would certainly... Because I think there's only like a very small selection of end of lifetime rewards that are actually banned and in the Random Legacy Challenge, and it's mostly stuff that directly gives you money or lets you improve mood real easy. You know, so like inheritance and the motive mobile. But also we don't really have much need to focus on... Okay, that's clearly not the thing that we're looking for either. And clearly, fairy magic is one of the easiest skills to also master. Yeah, Davis is bad with cold showers and disappearing conditioner. Davis can now fairy trap toilets and showers to get back at other Sims. They'll teach them to mess with another Sim's loofah. So he's already like level 2 or 3 in the span of a day. Just because like he's got a soothing aura. It's worth knowing that this, and I guess, you know, if you have a sim in the gardener career, selling it are the only 2 reasons that we even have for getting life fruit. See, like he can just kind of do whatever. Like really, I could have been having him do this the entire time that he's been living here. But he is about to run out of fairy magic, so it'll probably take at least a couple days for him to master the skill. They're just continuous aura usage. And apparently I somehow never set my categories to Sims 3. Fortunately, at most, like it can't have put me in a category that would be wrong. Because it would most likely... Yes, like... Like, by this time tomorrow, he's probably gonna have the skill... He's probably gonna have... Have this skill all completely mastered. Since he was able to complete 3 levels in a day. The big thing is, you know, how long is it gonna take him to recharge his magic? We don't need an additional sink that probably isn't even going to function. But you know, it's not even that the sculpted plumbing doesn't work. It's that Sims refuse to use it for some reason. I think this is one of the like bachelor slash bachelorette party strippers. Hence the outfit. Man, my eyes are suddenly watering. And I don't know what to say about this. Like, why? Like, he was just walking down the street. Why is he doing this? Like, he was just walking down the street, but decided that right now, in front of this lady that has been frozen for at least 24 hours now, is the perfect spot to bust out his boombox and dance to Vomit in the Ball Pit. Which, I mean, you also don't usually see the strippers just wandering around either. So, like, something funny is going on. Hurrah! Party dancer time is over. This looks like a decent party, though. I might hang around for a minute or two. Where is the party, dude? And you like how he's able to just manifest, like that's what really elevates this, is that, you know, it's not just a random guy, it's specifically a quote-unquote party dancer who can manifest as a spotlight from nothing. Because, like, he's outside. You can't even say, oh, it's just like a light on the ceiling that you can't see. There's no ceiling.
Oh, goggle. Yeet. Huh?
And he just leaves. He walked over here, he did his dance, and then he left. Because, well, you know, there's no party happening. Man, I hope I don't get, like... Because, like, I shouldn't. But the way things have been recently, who knows if I'm gonna get a VOD mute for that. After all, Walking Dog music is supposed to be DMCA free. Still got VOD mute because Twitch's automated system misidentified one of their songs as a different song that used the same sample. Meanwhile, Eliza is still just kind of stuck there. She's tired, apparently. But she's just yet to... Like, I think she might be a vampire. Wait. Maybe it's some sort of vampire thing that she's got going on. Makes her incapable of moving. Like vampires have all kinds of, like, weird weaknesses in folklore. So maybe there's something happening here that makes her, that paralyzes vampires. Here's where they stand. But you know, in a town allegedly, well, it's about time, aliens. It's about time y'all showed up. Yeah, I was about ready to give up. So maybe I was just getting unlucky. Just gotta hope that, you know, it being his birthday doesn't interfere with the pregnancy chance. Which, I mean, like, theoretically, it shouldn't. Because for one thing, I'm pretty sure it's not even counted as a normal pregnancy. Yeah, just to make sure, let's get a save. I think basically, like, if it is treated more or less like a normal pregnancy in this regard, it's actually going to be more that he doesn't age up because he's pregnant. But we'll find out in 10 sim hours. Hours, if that's even a factor to consider. Because, like, I want to say it's like a 33% chance. Looks like it might actually be 25. Nope, 33. 25 is for a different game. Because Google loves to get Sims games confused. Like, I'll be like, yeah, I'll be searching for, like, content for The Sims 3 and find plenty of Sims 2 and Sims 4 content. Because, you know, it still has the keywords the in Sims, just not the number. And really, sometimes it might even be like, oh, it's a set of 3. So you've got a 3 on the page, even though it's for a different Sims game altogether. Which, I mean, maybe the true alien summoning ritual is to have a stripper dressed like a soldier dance to vomit in the ball pit for you.
Yip wop.
Just like in the middle of the street. Eat outside your house. Like, you know, maybe his magic spotlight just caught the alien's attention. Yeah, just to be safe, we might want to wait to try and age up
Good. For Klugimov, the summit is between
Quentin until after. After we confirm if he's expecting or not. Which, you know, if it turns out that he's an alien, that he's pregnant now, then we'll need to roll up the rules for the next generation. Granted, he'll still have another 4 children to acquire through, you know, either alien pregnancy or, you know, regular old adoption. And I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. It took longer than I would have liked, but we are back in this. Honestly, this whole week has just been great. Or at the very least, like, not necessarily this whole week, but at least these last 2 days. Because, like, you know.
Yee.
Oh, last night, I didn't manage to just destroy one of those UB Funkies mini games. Earlier today, I hit Mythic on Arena and constructed, and on top of that, I won a game against somebody in the numbered levels of Mythic. So yeah, I can say that I have won at least one game against somebody who's currently ranked in the top of like 2,500 of players on the ranked ladder. And now we've got to... Now I've got both an alien abduction after so long waiting for it to happen. And it random vomit in the ball pit stripper. Just doing his thing in the, out in the street in the middle of the night. Like that is a clip for sure. Which I mean, like, I need to get in a good habit of actually, like, making clips. Like, I was fairly good about making clips every once in a while. Well, before, but I kind of fell out of the habit. So here's something interesting that I think because of like the resolution in which I'm playing the game, the font is a little off. And it has made this L nigh invisible, so it basically reads, feeling slightly unlucky. It's just not Quentin's day. Nothing good can come from this. From Hecker. I mean, where even is the heckler? Like who's like standing outside the planetarium heckling the employees? Clearly, next time we have a sim that's about to get married, we need to have a bachelor or bachelorette party. Which, in granted, like, the part of the fun of this occasion was that, it was completely out of the blue. The guy was just walking down the street. And just kind of decided to do that. Maybe he's not actually gaining levels as fast as I thought. No, he's level 4, so... we should be able to send him off to the Arboretum. Which also... right now we don't even need to use... it was Bloom. The plant is already ready to harvest. Which, I mean, if I'd known that this was here, here before, we could have been doing this the entire time. Granted, only now that I'm leaning towards just going ahead and building a Simbot. Which, I mean, like, the main restriction on Simbots, as I'm pretty sure, is just like, they can't be the heir of your legacy. Which, I mean, makes sense because, like, you acquire them a different way, and they count as elders by default rather than you don't need to harvest the other plants. She does look like he has not gained either he's not gained the ability to cast Bloom, or like maybe he doesn't have enough magic power left, and that's why the interaction doesn't show up. Now the big thing is that we need to make sure that nobody eats these, because for one thing, we need them for the big invention, and technically it would be cheating at the challenge. Like, granted, it's an easy fix because it's like, it gives you one extra day at the current life stage. So we could just, if need be, we can just cheat. Well, he's officially pregnant. So let me just grab, have the thing. I'll just grab audio output capture for in-game. name so that we can have some music while we do this. I'm having to rely on Spotify because for whatever reason, the Nightbot app doesn't want to cooperate. Alright, so we've got some tunes going. Alright, so family structure is a roll between 1 and 15. 6. Couple. We're actually reaching the point where which, you know, this generation marks the approach of the halfway point. Right, so now section B, number of children, roll between 1 and 10. 6 again. So that is 2 children. Section C, income. We'll need to do this twice. Because since we have the couple family structure, we need to roll for both parents essentially. So parent 1, 43, photographer. Parent 2, 36, collecting. So neither of them are gonna have a regular job. Right, generation goal. Well, 13. The opportunist. Your heir must complete all opportunities that you are presented with the exception of ones relating to travel. You may also skip celebrity hero opportunities if you are trying to avoid the celebrity system in this game. An opportunity can only be cancelled if it becomes impossible to complete. There are glitches in this game, we understand. Which is probably going to mean a lot of doing, like, photography opportunities. Now for miscellaneous fun, roll between 1 and 20. And that's another 6. Homemade is back. Your Sims must only eat cooked dishes, no quick meals, and they may only cook a dish if they have the required ingredients in the refrigerator. In addition, they must harvest all produce and fish all fish on their own. They'll have to harvest from community lots. They may purchase meat, eggs, etc., and milk, rice, etc. if you're using a better ingredients mod from the store. You may eat food cooked with the toy oven, but may not eat birthday/wedding cake or raw ingredients. Your sim does so autonomously. You don't lose it, but cancel all the action as best as you can. Cakes baked with the indulgent bakeries that are any stores that are okay. This restriction does not apply in a World Adventures tomb. Egypt, France, China, since prepared meals will run your Sims inventory.
Right now isn't what we're building for.
So now we can get back to the game because we've done our roles for Generation 5. Yeah, we've officially got the first of the 5 children on the way. It'll take 2 days for the baby to be born, which could potentially mean that it won't be born until next real world week. Because it is 2:30. So we've got about an hour and a half for this baby to be born, if it's gonna happen tonight.
Dama, una, deba.
Bimba.
But, you know, that does mean that we don't have to worry too much about waiting for an alien abduction for the next couple days. Which I did see mentions of there being a cooldown down after an alien abduction happens, so we might actually yeah, so actually through building this Simbot, Or at the very least, we're hopefully building a Simbot. I should check to make sure that, you know, so it looks like the main thing that's specified in the rules of the challenge with regards to fairies is that if you're playing for the sake of the challenge, then don't use the cheaty ones like vampires or fairies, or consider getting creative and trying to find ways to limit their cheatiness. So I guess the big question with that is, you know, is using Davis's fairy powers to get life fruit faster too cheaty. James, we don't need another sculpted toilet. And of course he finished it. And because he's not in the sculptor career, we can't even sell it. Yeah, just to make sure that they don't try and... nobody tries to use the thing. I think because that seems to glitch out. Well, let's just put it in the family inventory. You know, we might consider just having Quentin move out once the baby is born. There's no space to raise a child in this house. I guess one thing that can help to limit the cheatiness of the fairy life state is that we only have a fairy in the household until old James dies. Because Davis is gonna leave when once James is no longer here, but like it's also taking a good long while for James to actually die. So he's a who knows how long that will be. And really make building a Simbot attainable. Yeah, the Simbot will effectively take place of having, you know, a spouse or helper while raising Generation 5. James, we don't need the thinker.
Safka.
I guess we're gonna find out what happens
Fumi.
when a sim ages up while alien pregnant.
Blinda.
Well, alien pregnancy completely unaffected. And you know, it would make logical sense for him to know that this is in fact a pregnancy. Like, you know, the moodlet implies that he doesn't know. But like, he has aliens in his family tree. So make perfect sense for, like, unless Quentin with an eye just didn't pass the information down through the generations. And so, and there's no reason why he wouldn't know he's pregnant. So I was originally planning on having him start adopting kids soon after or becoming an adult, just because, you know, he needs to have 5 kids and he's running out of time. Oh, and he's got midlife crisis wish to move to a new house. Yeah, let's lock that in. Although, if we're going to need to take advantage of Davis's ability, need to make plants bloom. We will need to wait a bit before we move anyone out. It might be a good idea to just continue working on the logic stuff just in case. He's like, I mean, we have 2 days. I mean, one way to put a limit on the cheatiness is also to just, like, basically just severely limit the time frame in which we have access to the ability. Because I imagine it's probably Bloom that they're talking about. Because that's one of the more out of the ordinary abilities that fairies have access to.
Tabonigas.
But, you know, like, I would say from a storytelling standpoint and just, you know, having a house with room for a child standpoint, we're kind of gonna want to move some Sims around in the next two days. He's like, most likely, at the rate things have been going, I think it's probably gonna be that we're gonna send Quentin off. You know, Quentin and his child will move out. Rather than Davis necessarily moving out, because James does not seem very inclined to die anytime soon. And in fact, he's also getting abducted by aliens. And this is like, he hasn't done any of the things that increase abduction chance. This is just the 3% happening. You know what? I don't know for sure if he can even get pregnant. Because, you know, he is an elder approaching death's door. Or, but I kind of want to have him keep the baby and like, because when the baby's just, you know, a baby,
Nepnar.
if anything, it makes the game more challenging because we have another mouth to feed. You know, if he just has, like, you know, but also if they're gonna, if we move Quentin out before, like soon after his younger sibling from another planet is born, then it doesn't really affect anything. Other than just like, you know, technically James will have another child. Like, and we're already well into Generation 4. So it does also mean that any abduction cooldown is on a per sim basis.
Oh, Grammy.
We don't, you don't have to worry about homemade until we get the heir from this generation situated. You know, until we actually start Generation 5. Now let me check what. Okay, so it's bugs, seeds, these wildflowers, seashells, rocks, metals, and gems. And it was for the collecting career.
Gleston.
But, you know, it's not. Any of the things that would be used for ingredients other than. Again, we can keep some of the seeds. Needs to grow no produce. Yep, I don't need cheap viewers on streamboo.com. John, which, you know, I've said this before, but like,
I'll be stunk.
You know, not only is that a bad idea, but some of them at least used to say the viewers were quality. Now they're just cheap. Like, you know, even if even if I like if I was interested in buying viewers, you know, I'm not. In case that needs further in case I need to reiterate that. But you know, even if I was, I would probably go with the ones that say they're quality. Like, yeah, I wouldn't. Like, it just seems like a bad deal to not at least be getting something quality. And it's already a bad deal just because, like, you know, you're risking your entire accounting band in what essentially amounts to a get-rich-quick scheme. Or really an attempt at a get-rich-quick scheme. Also, the life plant is apparently ready for harvest again, even though we didn't even do anything to it. It's just ready to go again. But you know, if it's able to just keep producing like 2 life fruit every day, then we can get all the life fruit we need for this in 5 days. Which is, it's kind of looking like it might indeed be something wrong with Roaring Heights. As I was causing all that lag. Lag on Monday. Well, I did kind of reinstall the smooth patch just in case something went wonky at some point. Which I do think that maybe, like, I messed it up somewhere there before, but it should be 100% installed now. Yeah, no, you don't need to continue harvesting all of the plants in the entire arboretum. Okay, so I would say it's just that he hasn't unlocked the ability yet. Even though he is level 4, I guess you have to like unlock individual powers. I think we should be able to get this baby born before. Or the end of the stream, because like we've got another hour. You know, we might just move Quentin out once the baby is born, because like, you know, again, there's not really a lot of room in this house. There's barely room in here for the 3 people already living in it. Well, again, you know, if James kicks the bucket before he eats his grandchild, we might just stay here. Or, you know, we could just move for the sake of fulfilling the wish. That's regardless of what happens. So maybe we just move either when the baby is born or when James dies, whichever happens first. Yeah, I don't entirely know if his aura of creativity will actually affect him. Yeah, it seems like it does. You know, since he loves playing the guitar so much, he might as well use the aura of creativity. He need to work on his fairy magic skill rather than just doing the aura of calm.
Slinvarbzo, Paritab, Zemziga, Bamapsa.
Right, still not sure what James is sculpting here. But you know, another option is like, you know, we could easily move out once we have the chest set, because that's the thing that like that, and head and access it. That's the fairy powers of the 2 things I'm relying on sticking with this household for at this point. Right, we have 24 hours before the birth. Which, you know, if the life fruit wants to just, the life fruit plant just wants to keep producing. What is this man's obsession with toilets? Like every time. It's either some decorative sculpture or it's a toilet. Occasionally it's a chair. I go ahead and save. After all, we're down to the 24-hour mark. Mark in terms of how long is left in the alien pregnancy. We should save to make sure that if the game crashes for some reason, we have to repeat as little as all as possible.
Anibanort Pushtua. Esdo Bella Good Foodwo. Ha Falaga.
Zorbu Bonful. Pormidor. Shabza. Vinga.
Belko Wasna. Fizna Buza Pasinaga.
La Mior.
Edge Newburgh to Taiwan.
Kaza.
Yeah, you should unclog the toilet. Like, you've got nothing better to do. You're wandering around glowing. Don't just make a mood enhancer. Like, you should discover a potion if you're gonna use a chemistry set.
Oh.
You know, we might again if the life fruit is just gonna keep producing thing without any need for player intervention, then we might not even need fairy powers to. We're almost halfway to the requisite amount of life fruit anyway. So we might consider using the miner her to start getting he's like we need gems.
Zib zib. Good Uncle Bro.
Yeah, you need 10 you need to collect 10 types of gems to even be able to access a heart-shaped cut. And you need pink diamond. Diamond and specifically. However, it looks like the gem that you get from the miner doesn't count. Because it says gems collected 0. Or at the very least, this emerald doesn't count. You know, we might want to spend some time just kind of looking around. Like I'm barely even seeing any gem spawns. Like, you know, we're gonna need to have collected at least, I believe it's 10 gems. Yeah, 10 types of gems. Then to unlock the heart-shaped cut. Right, there's a space rock. But we don't really need space rocks right now. Here's a couple gems so that we can... Which technically, Quentin doesn't even have to do this personally. We just have to collect the 10 gems on the same sim. But having it be Quentin will help ensure that we actually reliably have access to the heart-shaped cut. Yeah, I get the feeling that we're probably going to be moving... Moving Quentin out probably like beginning of next stream. Which will be Tuesday. Oh, if only we could sell these. Because that moonstone was worth a fair bit. But you know, even once we have a collector sim, then next generation, we still won't be able to sell any of these gems. Gems because the collector sim has to not necessarily collect the items personally, but to at the very least, you know, you can't sell stuff collected by the previous generation. And you know, he's got to slowly like waddle on over because he is heavily pregnant. Yeah, this also gives us something interesting to do while we wait for that timer to expire, essentially. Right, that was blue topaz, so unless this is another blue topaz, that's another blue topaz, so we only actually got 3 gems towards the 10 total, all we need, because it has to be 10 unique gems. Yeah, 10 types of gems. Even though we have the count says 4, if the description of the challenge is accurate, then we do need 10 different types. Which, yeah, that could just mean that we have to come to the beach here on a regular basis. Okay, so he needs to eat and sleep.
Hello.
And let's just go ahead and send James to bed, that even though he's not particularly tired. And we should have the baby soon enough. But we could also just send James and Davis off to live somewhere else. Like, we don't necessarily have to wait until James actually dies. It is because the big thing is that we just need to make room. But also, Quentin does specifically want to move. So the biggest difference is that, like, he'll have more money to spend on his new house if he's living here by himself to begin with. Because, he'll be able to sell this place rather than having to having just access to, like, 1,200. Which I might actually call the stream a little bit early. You know, just like once this baby is born, I might just call it soon after, because like I'm starting to feel a little tired. Tired, but it's only 3:15. And usually I had to keep going until at least 4. Which, yeah, I should probably at least push on long enough to get a full 3 hours of stream in. And which means another half hour at least. Okay, he doesn't have work today, so because I think with the timing, in fact, like he did gain. I'm pretty sure he did gain the moodlet while at work. So if he had work on the day that the baby is due, then he would potentially have to leave work to give birth. Because you don't... It's... When a man gets pregnant with an alien, he doesn't get maternity leave. Or I guess in this case it would be paternity leave. But you know, from...
Oh, Sabata!
It's like, you know... It is kind of interesting that, like, there can be... There can be this many aliens in town. But because of just the way the mechanics work, technically, by just the mechanics of the game itself, Quentin doesn't realize he's pregnant and is not getting any kind of paternity leave.
Rinaldi,
Which, I mean, you know, him not getting any paternity leave is, from a in-world lore standpoint, is really just could really just be a matter of, like, you know, no legislation has been passed on granting men and who are pregnant with aliens paternity leave. You know, here's something that's gonna... Yeah, the life plan is just producing every day, it seems. However, there is one factor that might disrupt our steady supply of life fruit. And that is the fact that it's fall. Which means that at some point, it's going to go dormant. Or most likely. So the big question is it going to go dormant before we can get the rest of the life fruit?
Sabuj.
You know, because we need another 6 life fruit. And it seems to produce consistently 2 each time. So it's gonna take another... If it's gonna consistently produce 2 fruit a day, then it's gonna take another 2 days to get the life fruit that we need. James, what is your fascination with plumbing? Like, you know, at least this time it's not a toilet. But it's still plumbing. When we've been trying this entire time to get a chess table. Which really, like, if we're pivoting over to inventing, the chess table doesn't even really matter. Like, it would be nice to have just in case we do need to just do the thing with logic instead. Which honestly, like, if we manage to make a Simbot, we might as well just let's fully pivot over to perfecting inventing. Because, like, the challenges of building a Simba are the main reason I wasn't planning on... Well, one of the main reasons I wasn't planning on just going ahead and doing inventing, because, you know, he's already mastered the skill. Well, it's just a matter of doing the challenges for it.
Applejack, oh ho ho! Neville Podmore.
He's become so round. It's a shame that, to my knowledge, aliens cannot be twins. So imagine if we could have like twins or triplets and just go ahead and already have like half of the children we need born. Yeah, he's not about to buy a 10,000 simoleon car. Because, you know, that is way more than this entire household has. James, as I said, you're not making more plumbing, but that's still not what I'm looking for. And we can fast forward a little bit. I sure discover a potion 2 hours before you give birth. I wonder, like, is the life for producing all of this because it's on the Arboretum lot, or is it just because it's on a community lot, or what? Which I'm sure it'll stop once it starts getting cold enough for plants to go dormant. All right, we're about to. It's about to be baby time. I want to get a good camera angle. Although the camera will probably shift on its own once the birth starts. You know, once Quentin goes into labor. Yes, raise the baby. Congratulations on a new baby boy. Pregnancy is often a difficult time, and this one was no exception. Due to Quentin's troubled mood during his pregnancy, you are not able to assign in the baby's traits. The baby has been given the couch potato and loves the outdoors traits. What would you like to name him? So I'm just gonna pull up behind the name. Name, unless anybody in chat has a suggestion. Crack open the random renamer. Is a masculine. I believe from yeah, English name. Yeah, we've got very English names names with this family, so let's keep consistent with that. Although, yeah, even Deidre's an English name. Lawrence Wilkes. I'm pretty. Isn't that like a Isn't that the name of a famous person? And I could be mistaken. So just in case, let's not go with that. Kyle Wilkes. Courtney. JC. Riker Wilkes. Theodore. Or Emery. We already used Emery for a previous alien, I'm pretty sure. Boone. Ellington. Gus. Earl. Lorne. Variant of Lorne with an E at the end. From the title Marquis of Lorne, which was based on the Scottish place named Lorne. Lorne itself possibly derived from the legendary King Dalriata. Lorne and Mac this was the title of the first Governor General of Canada, where it has since been most frequently used as a given name. A famous bearer was the Canadian actor Lorne Greene. You know, Lorne has a nice ring to it. Bertie, Louis, Milburn, Casimir. English from the Polish name Casimir. Here's derived from the Slavic element kazidi, to destroy, combined with Miru, peace world. All the four kings of Poland have borne this name, including Casimir III the Great, who greatly strengthened the Polish state. In the 14th century, it was also born Saint Casimir, a 15th century Polish prince and patron saint of Poland and Lithuania. The name was imported into Western Europe via Germany, where it was born by some royalty. It is also, I'm pretty sure, the name of a town in Pathfinder. Yeah, they didn't really like mention that at all. Also got Brett, Vinny. I mean, we did have a moment with Redbox, Dominic, Darren, Eli, Hiram, Lane, Larry, spelled with an IE, Wallace, Walter. Or Roland, Patsy, Dario, Will, Kaylin. You can't. Remy, Ellery, Jake, Windsor, Gerald, old Roger. Are we sure it's on masculine names? Because, like, I feel like you don't really see many dudes named Dana. Jaunty. Braylon and Elliot Weldon and Shelley Gilbert Reese Kip Fortune. I mean, Fortune would have a fitting meaning. Doran Roswell. Decent fit there, too. Oh, Carlton, Lindsay, Merlin, Britton, Dariel, Harvey, with no Y, Spike, Newt, short for Newton. You know what? Let's go for it. Especially since, like, you know, Quentin's into science. So, like, you know, maybe he just often refers to the kid as Newt. Or maybe even, like, failed to put the O in on the birth certificate, but the child's name was meant to be Newton. Like Isaac Newton. This is that's a good face. Oh, and that one is too. Which I think some of the sound might have been delayed. Because, like, there's a lot of musical stinger happening now, a little bit after the birth happened. Alright, so I don't think we even really need to like yeah, there's no room in this house to raise a child. And, you know, in like a few days, we're also gonna need room for a Simbot.
Jeep, Johnny Safasim, Webzo, Madar.
Luga, Izuwa, Dambuwalana, Esdipovala,
Come on.
Twins will need
Yeah, let's save it as Newt. Like there's not really much time to properly like build a house. Because let's face it, we're probably building a house from scratch again. And if we're moving out right now,
Var, Zorbu, Shakat,
because there's no way there's gonna be a house available somewhere in town for less than 2,000 simoleons. Which I guess really, like... I can't move to Newtown because
Towers.
that requires 20,000 simoleons.
Lots of
Yeah, we can check.
Nope.
But yeah, I'm fairly certain there's not gonna be any options in our price range. Yeah, in fact, there's not even options for an empty lot in our price range. Yeah, the only houses. Well, the game crashed. Fortunately, we saved fairly recently. However, I don't think we're really gonna get anything more done. And since I would have to start the game up again. I think I'm just gonna call it here. So thank you to everyone who stopped by tonight. Next stream in general is planned for Tuesday, the 26th, with more Sims 3 Random Legacy. We're gonna pick up right where we left off tonight. Here are all of my various links. And let's find somebody to raid. Well, here's somebody.